So hello students, welcome back. In this video let us discuss about the next topic of the chapter, that is solubility. So solubility of a substance, that is the maximum amount of any solute which can be dissolved in a specified amount of a solvent at a specified temperature. So it is the solubility. More precisely we can also define it as this is the amount of any substance or solute which dissolves in 100 grams of solvent at a given temperature, and the condition is that solution should form the now saturated solution. Means that much amount of the substance is to be dissolved in 100 gram of solvent so that the solution becomes saturated and at a given temperature. So this is the meaning of a solubility. So by formula also we can describe it as solubility, that is the mass of the solute in grams and divided by mass of solvent in grams into 100. So let us take an example to understand the solubility of a substance. That is 5 gram of any solute if it is present in 80 grams of the solvent, and we are supposed to calculate its solubility. So how we will calculate its solubility? Suppose 80 grams of the solute, that contains 5 gram of the solute, and 100 grams, because for calculating solubility we used to take the solvent, that is 100 grams. So 100 grams of the solvent, that contains how much solute, that we have to calculate. So it will be 5 divided by 80 into 100. So it will be 6.2 grams. What does it mean? That 100 gram of that particular solvent, that requires 6.25 grams of that solute to make the solution saturated. So this is the meaning of a solubility, and this is how we used to calculate the solubility. So the next is, as we now very much familiar about the molality. So as we have discussed in the previous videos also in detail what is the meaning of molality, how it is calculated. So now here we are having a direct formula to relate or you can say to calculate the molality, and this is the relationship between molality and the solubility. So molality is equal to solubility into 10 upon molar mass of the solute. If sometimes we have to calculate molality and solubility is given, so directly by applying solubility here in the formula we can calculate molality, and also molality is given and the solubility of the substance, that can also be calculated. So next is the solubility of solids in liquids. Now we will discuss about the solubility of solids in liquids, how solids they get dissolved in the liquids, and what are the various factors upon which the solubility of solids that depends. So here solute plus solvent, that forms a solution. Now whenever solute is made to dissolve in a solvent, the process is known as dissolution, and the reverse process where the solute that gets crystallizes out from the solution, this process is known as crystallization. So at the saturated solution stage, an equilibrium that gets established between these two processes. So at the equilibrium, at these two arrows, they shows that the process is at equilibrium. So the forward process is known as dissolution, reverse or for backward process is known as crystallization. At equilibrium stage, these two processes, they are equal. The rate of these two reactions or two processes, that becomes equal. Now the various factors upon which the solubility of the solids that depends. The very first is the nature of the solute and the solvent. So a solid dissolves in a liquid or solvent if the intermolecular interactions are similar in solute and the solvent. If the type of interactions between solid or the solute which is going to dissolve in the solvent, that is similar with the intermolecular interactions of the solvent, the dissolution will take place. So this is again it in accordance with the basic rule that like dissolves like. So ionic solids, they are made to dissolve in the polar solvents, or covalent solids or non-ionic solids, they are usually they are soluble in the non-ionic solvents. So the next factor upon which the solubility that depends, that is the effect of temperature. So this is also the very important factor for the solubility of the solids in the liquids. The solubility of solids in liquids that may increase or may decrease with rising temperature. That depends upon whether the dissolution process is exothermic or endothermic, कि हमारे जो सॉल्युबिलिटी है सॉल्यूट्स की वो इंक्रीज़ होगी या डिक्रीज़ होगी टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज़ करने पे. दैट डिपेंड्स कि जो डिसोल्यूशन प्रोसेस है वो कैसा है, वो एंडोथर्मिक है या एक्सोथर्मिक है. सो लेट अस कंसीडर द वेरी फर्स्ट केस. इफ़ द डिसोल्यूशन प्रोसेस इज एंडोथर्मिक, व्हाट डज इट मीन? व्हेनेवर अ solute is made to dissolve in a solvent, the heat gets absorbed by the during the formation of the solution. So absorption of heat takes place during the dissolution, and further now we are increasing the temperature. Then what will happen? According to Le Chatelier principle, dissolution process is endothermic. We are increasing the temperature. What will happen? The process will move in the more and more in the forward direction, and forward direction में क्या है? Dissolution. So more and more solute will get dissolved in the solvent, because according to Le Chatelier principle, it tries to undo the effect of change. Whatever changes we used to make at the time of equilibrium, according to Le Chatelier principle, the equilibrium tries to undo that effect. So इसमें undo कैसे करेगा? हम increase कर रहे हैं टेम्परेचर को और वो टेम्परेचर को एब्जॉर्ब करेगा. तो जब एब्जॉर्ब करेगा तो एंडोथर्मिक होगा, और एंडोथर्मिक प्रोसेस किस तरफ जा रहा है? फॉरवर्ड डायरेक्शन में, और फॉरवर्ड डायरेक्शन में क्या हो रहा है? डिसोल्यूशन हो रही है. सो मोर एंड मोर सोल्यूट विल इंक्रीज. सो इन दिस first case where the dissolution takes place with endothermic process, the solubility will increase with increase in temperature. So various examples are NaCl, KCl, ammonium chloride, potassium nitrate, potassium iodide, etc. The solubility of all these solutes that increases with increase in temperature. So the next case let us discuss, that is if the dissolution process is exothermic. Same way, solute plus solvent, now the dissolution is exothermic in nature, means when the forward process takes place, heat is given out, and again we are increasing the temperature. What will happen now? According to Le Chatelier principle, this process will try to undo the effect of the temperature. So we are increasing the temperature also, and further the forward direction heat is also given out. So now what will happen? The process will try to move in the backward direction, and it will try to absorb more heat which we have increased. So in this way now the process will shift towards the backward direction. So backward direction में क्या है? Solute gets separated out from the solvent, so crystallization will take place. So in this manner, in this way, the solubility will decrease if the dissolution is exothermic in nature. So various examples of this is lithium sulfate, sodium carbonate, monohydrate, cerium sulfate, etc. So solubility of these solubility of these solutes that decreases due to increasing temperature. So the next factor, that is the effect of pressure. Usually as we are talking about here, the solubility of solids in liquids, pressure does not have any significant effect on the solubility of solids, because solids and liquids, they are already highly incompressible, and practically they remain unaffected by the change in the pressure. So pressure does not affect the solubility of solids in the liquid. So that's all for this video. Next topic we will discuss in the next video.